While closing a business deal, my client tried to finesse me in Spanish, not knowing I spoke the language. I'm a real estate agent in Miami, and this was supposed to be the biggest commission of my career. The client was Roberto Mendez, a wealthy developer who wanted to buy a $3.2 million waterfront property. He'd flown in from Colombia specifically to close this deal, and I'd been working on it for 6 months. Roberto spoke perfect English during our initial meetings, but he always brought his translator Miguel to our appointments. I thought it was just a cultural preference or maybe for legal accuracy. The day of closing, we met at the title company with all the paperwork ready. Everything looked perfect until Roberto started speaking Spanish to Miguel, assuming I couldn't understand. Este gringo es muy estúpido, Roberto said, laughing. We can lowball him at the last minute and he'll take it. Miguel nodded and replied, "Sí, and we can blame the currency exchange rate for the confusion." I kept my face neutral while they discussed their plan to reduce their offer by $200,000 at the last second, betting that I'd be too desperate to walk away from such a big deal. Roberto then said something that made my blood boil. These American agents are so greedy, they'll agree to anything if we wave enough money around. Here's what Roberto didn't know about me. I'm half Mexican. My mother is from Guadalajara, and I grew up bilingual. I just look like a typical blonde American guy, so people assume I only speak English. Roberto turned to me with a fake smile and said in English, "I'm sorry, but my accountant just called from Colombia. There's been a currency issue and we can only offer $2.8 million instead of $3.2 million. I pretended to look shocked and said, "That's a huge difference. Let me call my clients." Instead of calling anyone, I stepped outside and planned my response. When I came back, I decided to have some fun. "My clients are very disappointed," I said, "but they're willing to negotiate. However, they want to add a clause to the contract." Roberto looked relieved, thinking he'd won. "What kind of clause?" I pulled out a piece of paper and handed it to him. "It's in Spanish, since you seem more comfortable with that language. It basically says that if any party to this contract is found to have misrepresented their intentions or attempted to defraud the other party, they forfeit their deposit and pay triple damages." Roberto read it quickly and laughed. "This is fine. Miguel, tell him we agree." Miguel started to translate, but I interrupted him. "Actually, Miguel, let me save you some time." I looked directly at Roberto and said in perfect Spanish, "Roberto, entiendo cada palabra que has dicho hoy. Sé que intentaste estafarme, y ahora vas a pagar el precio completo o te vas sin nada." Roberto's face went completely white. Miguel's mouth fell open. "You speak Spanish?" Roberto stammered in English. "Perfectamente," I replied. And I recorded our entire conversation on my phone. "So here's what's going to happen. You're going to pay the full $3, $2 million as agreed, or I'm going to play this recording for every real estate agent in Miami and make sure you never buy property in this city again." Roberto tried to backtrack, claiming it was all a misunderstanding, but I wasn't having it. "No hay malentendidos aquí," I said. "You called me stupid and greedy in Spanish, thinking I wouldn't understand. Now you pay full price or you leave." Roberto paid the full amount. As he signed the papers, he asked, "How long have you spoken Spanish?" I smiled and replied, "Desde que tenía 3 años. My mother taught me never to trust people who think they're smarter than everyone else. Sometimes the best revenge is just letting people reveal who they really are."